Welcome back to Lifting the Lid, the podcast where we spill the tea on the influencer industry. I am back. My name is Verity Park and I'm with my co-hosts Sarah and Lucy.
Hello.
Hello. What's been happening this week, guys? I feel like it's been a big week.
I feel so far away. Sorry.
Hello, guys. You are far
I'm over
away.
here.
If you're listening, you're going to have no idea what we're
the
talking
invisible
about.
man.
But if you're watching,
We have an extra chair, an empty chair, ready for our guest.
our first guest of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And the plan, basically, we really wanted to bring someone in from an agency perspective who's going to be able to help us spill the agency tea, give us an opinion from the other side. Our side, if we're being completely honest, is probably much more biased towards the talent side of things.
Yeah.
I think it'd be hard for us not to be, because that is what we do. We protect talent, we protect their IP, we build their careers into sustainable, lasting careers. But what we don't do is
The brand stuff.
the brand
brands.
stuff.
I can't wait to ask a million
Same.
questions, get
I'm
all the
excited.
gossip.
Yeah. So firstly, let's have a little bit of a catch up. So by this point, TBH IRL would have already happened.
Which
is
is insane.
I know, it's really scary. Like, how fast is time going?
It's alarming, but I'm so excited. Nicole and Lucy Munns have been absolutely smashing it, getting all the little tiny details absolutely perfect. And I just can't wait to see it come to life.
I know, it's so weird that, when this comes out, it will have already happened and we'll have already heard from all the amazing speakers. Like, I'm so proud of the people who we've got speaking. I really wanted it to be people who would make an impact and like really add a lot of value. And I am 100% confident they will have done. I'm actually 110%.
100%. There's no way they're not going to bring like the best insights ever.
So next week in episode 9, we'll be able to give a proper debrief of this.
Yes.
But for now, we're just having to speak in kind of like
Hypotheticals.
Exactly. So the other thing we've been quite deep in, I mean, Lucy and I have actually been on calls all morning, is interviewing.
So exciting.
Interviewing for new roles for TBH. It is, wow, I mean, it's going to be really tough because actually the caliber of the candidates that we've had through are incredible.
It's insane, like, to see how many people want to work at TBH now and like know that we exist. I feel like we got in at the right time.
We did. God, got a foot in the door right away.
There was no competition back then.
Yeah, so it's just amazing to see the growth. I feel like you just spoke then about how you guys were my first 2 hires and it just feels like a completely different company now. And I feel like we bang on about this quite a lot, which is hopefully not boring. But I just think now I feel like we have so much more system and process and there's so much more clarity over what the team get when they join and what the perks are and, the flexible working, the working abroad. I feel like the share scheme, I think there's just so much more clarity on what people get when they join, which is really exciting. And that means that we're hiring in at different levels. We're hiring in people who have experience and we're attracting in people who have really good experience, which is so exciting because it means that they can maybe bring a take or they can suggest improvements or, they can add something to what we're already doing. And we're always open to getting better and better and better. So that's so exciting.
Yeah. I love getting insight from people who have worked elsewhere. I think it's so interesting and like such a big value add because I mean, both of us hadn't managed talent before working here. So for a long time, the only insight from the industry was coming from your previous experience. So I think it's so cool to get like a diverse, I guess, like range of knowledge from people who have experienced different things and might come and say, actually, you guys could do this better. And it's not something we've even thought about because it's just something that we've done that way for 3 years. So I think it's really exciting and growth is always an exciting thing. But weirdly, I feel like TBH still feels the same as it did 3 years ago in a way. Like the vibe is still the same, even though there's a lot more bums on seats in the office.
Still funny and silly. No, what is it?
Corporate but fun.
Corporate but fun.
I think it might be time to bring on the guest.
Woo!
Welcome, Kendra.
Thank you.
We're very excited to have you here.
I'm so excited to be here. I feel very like I'm on the set, I'm here, I'm with the girls, I'm ready to yap. I've been watching all the recent episodes and I was just like, right, I'm ready to chat.
Is it what you expected?
I love it. I absolutely
Is it
love
better than
It's-
what we thought?
Than what you could have ever
amazing.
dreamed.
Never dreamed of something so gorgeous.
That's the energy we need. No, I was more thinking like, if you ever go to a BBC set or a studio or something,
Because we're of that kind
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
But you know how I always find when I go and do that, I'm always thinking, wow, this is small.
It's always disappointing.
Yeah.
I agree.
Absolutely not.
Really?
Lifting the lid has surpassed my expectations.
well.
Next step, live audience. We'll see it happening.
100%.
Lifting the lid live.
Yes. Oh, that sounds good.
It does sound good.
Do you want to start by just introducing us to yourself and The Good Egg?
Yeah, of course. So, hello, I'm Kendra. I am the Senior Client Success Manager at The Good Egg. And that role just covers a lot, really. At The Good Egg, we are kind of that strategic partner for brands. So whereas you guys obviously support on the talent side, we're the people that are contacting you and your talent, hoping to work with you on behalf of our clients. So we build the strategies, we do the creative ideation, we do all the talent sourcing, vetting, pitching them back to the brand, and then ultimately delivering the campaigns as well.
And we've worked with you with a few of our Sonias.
We have. Your girls are amazing. It was so nice to work with you. So yeah, your talent are fab, and so are the agents.
Yeah, thank you. I remember you actually gave some really lovely feedback.
I sent you a message. Yeah.
And I think it was just saying how amazing Sophie is, which
Yes,
she is.
she
Big
is.
shout out to Sophie.
Queen Sophie.
But it was just so funny because I was recording and I read the email. So I read out to Sophie and she was like, I'm getting quite emotional. It was really
I'd
cute.
basically come off the back of a really bad experience with an agent for the same campaign.
Okay.
And then Sophie just came in and was just the light that I needed with an amazing talent. So I was like, I have to share how amazing the comms were.
Oh, that's so nice.
Which, out of interest, I was going to say, what makes a bad agent?
All the tears.
I just need to ask.
Piping hot. The communication was just not there. We were going through the normal kind of negotiation, and it was very like no hellos, no thank yous, no even back and forth. It was just a
No fluff.
no. It was just a no. Like there's just no movement here. And I felt really sad because I think the talent would have maybe loved to at least have been given a shot. But as soon as that kind of communication broke down between me and the agent, I was like, oh, okay. No, like we offered a negotiate fee. They didn't even come back with anything further. No, analytics to back up why the fee needs to remain. No kind of reasoning. It was just this is it. Which felt a shame, but Sophie was the complete opposite.
The light
Gave
at the
me
end of the
all the
tunnel.
information I
Love that.
needed. Was so lovely, and just I think people forget that yes, sometimes negotiating can be a little bit annoying from a talent agent's perspective. They know the value of their talent, but we're also just nice marketing people on the other side, just trying to get our jobs done as well.
I feel like that's what we always say. It's like we're all the middlemen at the end of the day. Like you're trying to do the best
don't
by
have the
your
money.
client. Yeah, you're just doing the best by your client. We're trying to do the best by ours.
Yeah.
Let's all just be nice to each other
Yeah.
and work
Yeah.
together to like make it the most successful campaign, because that's literally what everyone involved wants. I think it was it maybe even episode 1? One of the listener dilemmas was, is it like, do you get a better deal from an agency if you're friends with the people that work there, or if you have a good relationship with the people that work there? And I mean, from our perspective, we said yes to a degree, but it'd be interesting to know from your side, like how you feel about that sort of stuff.
I think if you have like a relationship with the agent that you're talking to, or the agency that you're talking to, I think the level of just understanding and respect is there from the beginning. So, if I'm going to a talent agent and saying like, I promise this is the offer that I have on the table, they understand that I'm also doing my best to get their talent the best offer. We never want to undercut talent or pay them terrible fees. So if we have that relationship, I feel like actually the talent agents understand that what I'm saying is the truth.
Yeah.
And I promise I'm trying my best to do what I can to make it work for all parties involved. So I wouldn't say necessarily better rates, but I would maybe say just they have a really candid like line of communication, which means that everyone just trusts that, they're working for the best for everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's going back to that, like it might not be directly better rates, but if the manager's willing to say to you, like you said, this is the evidence, because you've got the relationship there, they might then come back and be like, this is the evidence as to why the talent deserves more, because they're open to having that conversation with you because you have that relationship.
Yeah.
I think it's more like it might lead to better outcomes, which could be included in the rates, but that's because of a better negotiation, because of the relationship, not because of favourable
Yeah, it's all
preferential
like a knock-on
treatment.
effect rather than a case of, I'm your mate, I'm going to give you an extra zero
Yeah.
at the end of that.
Yeah.
Which would be great.
Categorically, we
Unfair.
don't do that. But I think it's more about the relationship between both agencies, because like you said, we're the middleman. So yeah, it's just about making things work for everyone involved and just understanding. I also think if you've worked with someone before and you're coming back for a second campaign or a new brand, we already kind of know where that line sits with like negotiation fees and deliverables. So there's no need to do that kind of like back and forth. We just know that these are the rates that we're working with. We know if they're in budget. So yeah, the more that we work together and the more that we kind of collaborate with the client and the brand, we know that they kind of fit within the budget straight away.
Yeah.
And on that, when you're coming back for a second campaign, do you think it's fair that a creator should be paid more than they were paid before for the same deliverables if you're coming back and they were underpaid before?
Or if they were underpaid. So if we'd like negotiated them down. This is a really tricky place because, so a little bit of backstory about The Good Egg. We are super transparent with our clients, with the brands. So they know every penny that we spend. They know how much every creator is paid for, each deliverable, for usage rights, for exclusive. They have everything. Some agencies aren't as transparent, which means that they can kind of control the fees without the brand knowing. And they can kind of go in with negotiations or also just pay people kind of whatever. And the brand never really finds out. Whereas at The Good Egg, we are super transparent. So it also means that our brands know exactly where their money's going. And they also are, you know, keeping track of what kind of fees are at the minute. I think sometimes it can be such a wild west that actually it's really important for them to understand that this is how much creators are costing right now. So if we have worked with a talent on a campaign previously, the brand will mostly expect a similar fee. I think the only way that it would maybe kind of be boosted or increased is if that campaign really worked and, you know, the community was there, the engagement was there was a really great kind of uplift from that deliverable, then there's always a fight internally for us to kind of get them that additional fee.
Because I'd say from our perspective, we're thinking, okay, we've agreed to reduce rates to get this across the line. You're coming back because it's worked.
Yeah.
So let's have another conversation.
Yeah. I think that conversation definitely can happen. I think if it was just, you know, although I guess we wouldn't really come back if it hadn't performed.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that actually we would fight the corner and say, actually, this talent deserves additional fee because of how great it works. For some brands, we kind of set minimum fees. So there's no way we would go below X because we know that this talent is worth it. And then at least the brand can make that decision on if they need to increase or not.
Okay,
Do you
nice.
find like I find it really interesting where you said that you guys share a really clear breakdown with the brands that you work with about what costs what. Do you find like that education piece to the brand like helps, I guess, the way you guys work be a lot smoother because they understand the exact process of what you're doing?
Yeah, I think it's there's kind of like two sides to it because some internal teams within brands are very equipped in influencer marketing and we're just supporting either from like a capacity perspective or a strategic perspective. Whereas some internal brands, especially in bigger brands, this might be the first influencer campaign that particular team have worked on.
Yeah.
So it's really important for them to like actually see the hard evidence of how much the creator industry costs and how much these amazing creators that they see online are charging. So we would definitely want to make sure that they know that we're not just going back to them and saying like, oh no, this person is unaffordable or we need to increase the budget to have this much going on with this creator. And then hopefully it means that throughout the relationship with them from an agency perspective, things just get quicker and they know what's coming in. And they also do trust our opinions and feedback on fees. So a lot of the time our big documents will be, this fee is totally acceptable, like this is worth this, we'll accept it and go forward. Other notes will be, we feel like there needs to be a little bit of negotiation here. So it's really just dependent on what that team is and how much experience they have.
And do you find that rates that different agencies put forward are like wildly different? So do you find that certain agencies are more expensive and certain agencies you'd be like, yeah, this is going to be a good deal?
There's definitely certain agents that I just know will come back in costly, and whether that's an agency thing or whether that's a personal sales thing, I'm not sure. I definitely know who is going to sit around certain ballparks. But honestly, fees right now are changing. We constantly try and have a document where we at least have kind of ranges of, micro, macro for just really simple deliverables. And nothing seems to be fitting the trend right now. So we're fighting out there. But yeah, it's definitely a case of just opening up conversations with agents as much as we can, which I know is frustrating if we approach an agent about a campaign and then it doesn't go ahead, but that is usually budget restriction.
I think it's fine if you approach an agent about a campaign and it doesn't go ahead, provided you've said from the offset, we're just investigating.
Yeah.
I don't
just scoping fees.
Yeah, that's completely fair enough. And you have to do that, obviously.
I can't lie, my number one pet peeve, and I would be interested to know what your thoughts on this are, brand side. I know the three of us feel the same about this, is when as like an agency or a brand, obviously not the good egg, would bring us a deal and like we negotiate the deal and we're all talking as if like the deal is locked in and it's all happening, and I'm like, amazing, this is the deal, can I take it to the talent? Yep, let's do it. Amazing, got it to the talent. They're like, woo, this is so exciting. And I take it back being like, yeah, they want to proceed, and they're like, okay, let me just go to the brand to check they're happy to do the deal. What do you mean? What do you mean now I look like a muggins that I've taken this to my talent, got them all excited, and now it's not going ahead? How does that, like, have you ever experienced that? Like, how does that process happen?
I think that's a bit of a cop out, maybe, in terms of how they've worded it.
Interesting.
Because, again, maybe different agencies work it differently, but for us, if we've gone to you with a negotiated fee, it's because that creator is like in the list to be part of the campaign. And if you've asked us, can I take this to the talent? Is this a final offer? We're like, yes, please get it signed off. We want to work with you. So then I think the wording around, we'll take this to the brand, is like, it's more of a, maybe there's 2 creator spots left and they're trying to work out who's in it. Or maybe someone's come in a little bit more and they've taken up more budget. So we need to like work out, actually, can we fit that back in? But
got you.
Yeah, I would hope that I would never come to you and be like, yeah, final offer. And then be like, no.
I mean, we get it. Until contracts are signed, nothing is final. Like, these things happen. But
I just think
when there's no justification, it's a shame, I think.
I think what you've said is completely fair, where they're trying to juggle things, but just say it before you ask us to take it to the talent, because then when we take it to the talent, we can manage their expectations. Because otherwise, imagine how rubbish that must be. Or we've got a 30K campaign, whatever, it's all locked in, signed on the dotted line, and then, actually, no, they're trying to fit other creators in. It's like, well, I'd planned out how I was going to use that. I was, it's a tricky one.
It is hard. We absolutely try and avoid sending any final offers. Also, like I said, the brand is across everything. So I don't know what that extra step would be to run it past the brand, because the brand already know what that initial fee was from us. They would already know what the negotiated fee is we've got pushing through. So I feel like maybe they're just maybe trying to just soften the blow there. But
we just had to vent and get that one out.
Keep track of them and be like, this is not a final offer.
They're on my naughty list.
I think we do have a list of the people who do that.
Do you have a blacklist? Well, one agency does it all the time.
One agency does it every single time, but then I guess we can manage our own expectations.
But I thought the pet peeve you were talking about was going to be when agencies just, like, you lock in the campaign and then they just ghost.
I thought the ghosting was coming.
Yeah.
That's been a topic on LinkedIn, I think, a lot. In the last few weeks is about like strategic agencies like us, doing like mass outreach and then just like blanket ghosting people that we don't move forward with.
But do you get it from the other side? Like, do you get ghosted by managers?
Yeah, and actually I think it's really obvious who is potentially like juggling too many people, because we can just tell how like slower things are, and we understand. And also, we understand that sometimes we're coming with like £1,000 or £2,000, and maybe that's not the 10-15 grand deal that you're working with on another talent. So it definitely falls down kind of the list. But I think that we just don't get replies sometimes. We don't get ghosted. I wonder, sometimes they'll just come back and say like, not interested.
I think being not interested is fine, but ignoring someone's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking of things that agencies do and we just want to get to the bottom of it, we're just not sure. So a lot of the time when we're trying to negotiate a deal, agencies will come back with this line, which is like, if you accept this reduced fee now, basically, we'll bring a long-term partnership in next month or something. Okay. Is that a lie?
It sounds a little bit like a white lie, in my opinion. If it's from an agency perspective. Maybe if it's from a brand who have the power to actually work on that like long-term, like 12-month type relationship with your talent, then yes, surely that's in their pipeline. From an agency perspective, we're working campaign to campaign most of the time. So actually, you know, we don't have that capacity to promise that long-term relationship unless we really are working on like a retained basis with that client. But that seems to be kind of an older way of working now in the industry. It's definitely more kind of campaign by campaign basis, because obviously things change and kind of goals of working with creators change, especially throughout the year and different seasons. So I think if it's coming from a brand, I think dig into it and find out actually what that like scope is to work with them on a long-term basis. But I think if they're coming to you for a very specific time frame to campaign, then that long-term relationship maybe feels a little bit further away.
Very interesting, because I think we get a lot of agencies saying that to us.
Yeah. It feels like a line.
Does it come to
I
fruition?
would say no. In some cases it has, but I would say on the whole, no.
My advice would be to stick to your fee guns on that initial campaign and then offer a longer term fee structure.
Yeah.
If and when we lock in that longer term partnership, we can definitely guarantee these negotiated fees.
Okay, the juicy one.
Dun, dun, dun.
What is the highest fee you've ever paid a creator, and what were the deliverables?
So me and the girls were chatting about this morning in prep. As an agency, we have signed off a single video deliverable for over 100K.
Wow.
One video.
Oh my God, now I need to know who it was.
Yeah.
we can
tell us that off
bleep
camera.
it.
Guys actually probably wouldn't know who they are. They're a huge like Spanish creator.
Oh, interesting.
And it went amazingly. It was worth it. The campaign just absolutely flew and they just drove the most insane results. So thank God, because that's a lot of money at risk.
So for the creator on that campaign, what made the fee so high for that? Is it a case of they had a massive following and insane engagement? Were they specifically really right for that brand and you needed them over other people? Like what made it such a big
I
partnership?
think it was a bit of both. They were so well known in the industry that it was for. It was for like a music-based client.
Okay.
So they were very, very popular within that industry, and they were a huge name within the market. So it made sense, and the brand had the money. So you know, it all comes down to what the brand are willing to spend and if they actually have the budget or not. And this time around they did, and I think the results were insane. Thank God.
Talk to us about those results. What did you see? What was amazing about them?
I think we managed like an organic CPM of like under 30p. Which
Wow.
is, yeah.
And what's good normally? Like, how are you measuring what's good
in
normally?
the UK, like £60.
Wow.
That's crazy.
that is insane.
Yeah, for organic, like no like paid
Wow.
boosting, amplification or anything behind that.
And did that 100K include boosting?
No, we don't. Like that CPM was from organic only. So
And was there any like exclusivity or anything, or was it literally just
no, I actually don't think there was.
that? To me, like shows the power of positioning like over following. Like I'm sure there's about to sound a massive following
But yeah.
anyway, but like this is something we always speak about, and for us is a big thing in negotiation. And I don't know how much, I assume you do as well, think about it brand side, that like a creator might have a smaller following, but if they are literally the perfect person for that campaign for a multitude of reasons because of their positioning, they should be paid more regardless of their following. And that sounds like that was an example of that.
Yeah, there's
and got the
definitely a
results.
battle at the minute internally, probably across everyone involved in the industry, whether it's like following is still something brands look for when they're looking through our talent list that we're putting forward to campaigns, of course, because that's kind of the opportunity of results is their following, despite the algorithms doing whatever they want. But yeah, it's definitely a fight about actually is size that most important thing right now. And I think we're moving away from just like celeb type partnerships and into those like communities, the audiences, the comment section is my favorite place to go at the minute, and we now are using that to actually kind of pitch creators into brands, saying like, look at how their audience are reacting to them. We're analysing everything.
I completely agree. I don't think size matters. It's not. I feel in my head I was thinking. In my head I was thinking that's good thumbnail. That I just think it's about community, like you say, and I think some of our creators who are absolute busiest are not necessarily the ones with the biggest followings. We're seeing across the industry, obviously, that smaller creators are working with massive brands and much smaller creators. I think even with like 10,000 followers, they can still work with massive brands and do great campaigns, which is exciting.
Oh yeah, the opportunity across campaigns is massive. Like we're working on one campaign at the moment where we have a couple creators that are over like the 1.5 million followers, and then also a couple of creators who have got like 5, 6, 7,000 followers. So, but it was down to their content and it was down to like what they're creating, which is why they're now part of the campaign. So yeah, the scope out there is still there for everyone. Everyone has a part to play.
Yeah.
Out of interest, we get a lot of emails through from agencies and brands where they will send like the demographics they want to hit. But for example, say we have a creator, like if you were to send something out for one of your brands, say we have a creator that's perfect but is slightly off for their like UK audience percentage or maybe female to male percentage, like can we still send that over to you? Are brands willing to be flexible with that?
Yeah, I think as an agency we fight for those reasonings if we can see why.
Yeah.
Something that we're really conscious of and that we kind of work really hard on is diversity within our campaigns. And sometimes there's a bit of an educational piece here with brands about, some of the diverse creator groups, the demos might not match what you're after because they might be a person of color who has a really diverse audience demo, but actually the audience that they do have is great and the content that they're making is perfect for the campaign.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not ticking the 50% plus UK audience, but the audience that is seeing it, like how are they actually reacting to the content that they're seeing? So always send through the demos, and if you understand why the reasoning's there, that's something that we always kind of fight for with our brands in terms of we know this person on paper isn't perfect, but they're a person and we still think they're great for the campaign.
Yeah.
I feel like that just brings in the human element that we always speak about. We speak about it all the time on this podcast about human versus AI. But like if that was just to go through like an AI bot generator of like, these are the numbers we need, it would spit you out the creators that
they wouldn't
wanted.
come up in a platform.
Yeah, exactly.
If we were putting in all of the, and that's why we use a little bit of a mix of, we have to use influencer platforms to get the demographics and all of those things from, but we actually do a really heavy lifting amount of manual searching for talent because we might miss out on some real gems because they're not in those tick boxes.
In true lifting the lid fashion, we've actually only asked one question, which was on our list.
Okay.
And it's been very much a natural conversation, which is good. And I feel like we've got a lot of intel.
Yeah.
We have.
But we will do the prepared segment.
We're gonna put
Lifting
you
the
in the hot
lid,
seat.
quickfire agency edition.
Okay.
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You're a creator, then you're a business owner. It might not feel like it when you're editing at midnight or sending that final brand email, but you're running something real. And like any other business, you need systems that make it easier to grow. I've spoken to so many creators, and the thing that can be overwhelming is the business side. Things like setting up a bank account, tracking payments, staying on top of invoices, all the stuff that no one talks about, the boring stuff that genuinely matters if you want to build something sustainable. And that is where tools like Tide come in. With Tide, you can register your business and open a free business bank account at the same time. Get approved within 24 hours and run everything. Invoices, payment links, support straight from the app. It just makes running your creative business smoother so you can focus on creating, not just chasing admin. Honestly, I wish I'd had Tide as soon as I started because having the right setup behind you changes how you see yourself. You stop with the imposter syndrome and start acting like a business owner. So if you want to try it out, use my code Verity50 via the link in my show notes and get £50 cash back when you spend £100. Because you are a business and it's time your banking reflected that.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Lifting the lid!
Wow.
Wow.
Back
Do you want to
every
join
time.
it? I'm starstruck right now.
Yeah, we can with Kendra. So we're going to ask you, I think, like 10 questions, and it's like one-word answers.
You look stressed.
I'm stressed. I didn't know this was happening.
Sarah's always stressed on this podcast,
Yeah,
so
it's
you're in good
fine.
company.
Managers who ask too many questions, professional or painful.
Professional.
Oh.
Late deliverable on brief content or on time off brief content.
Sorry, I need that again.
Yeah, that is confusing. Basically, what I'm saying is, would you rather the content to be late but be on brief, or the content to be on time but off brief?
Late on brief always. Yeah, they're taking their time.
That's interesting.
Or just on time, on brief.
Just, yeah.
Just
On time
how
on
it
brief
should
would be ideal.
Yeah, on time would be great. Safe creator with lower views or risky creator with higher views?
Personally riskier.
Which is a risk taker.
Risk taker.
Better negotiator, manager, or creator?
Manager?
That's good because that defines everything that we do.
Thank God for that. We're still in a job.
Talent who undercharges or a talent who overestimates themselves?
Undercharges.
Under promise and over deliver always.
More demanding, creators or brands?
Brands.
For pictures, slick decks or quick DMs?
Ooh. Slick DMs first.
You just missed it.
Quick DMs first. Don't send me a pitch deck if we haven't spoke before.
Okay, yeah, good. Warm. Warm.
Yeah.
Micro creators or macro creators?
Micros.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we say that as though we look after micro creators. We actually don't.
Oh, yeah.
They can grow to macros, so the
Yeah.
opportunity's there.
Pitching creators you love or pitching creators who convert?
Creators who we love.
In terms of their content or in terms of as a person?
Both, can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll find budget later. Fairy tale or fact?
Fairy tale, I think.
Bit of ChatGPT.
That's so ChatGPT coded.
It is. AI influencers, future or flop?
Oh, flop, please.
Fair.
On that note, it would be really good to get your opinion on AI and AI talent. Are you finding brands are interested in using AI creators?
Not the brands that I'm working with. I think there's still a little bit of controversy about whether they are right for the industry, whether they're right for brands as well. I think there's some really niche use cases where it just makes sense. They're like a little bit out there, a little bit crazy within that kind of tech space, breaking boundaries. But I think as a whole, I can't see AI creators suddenly kind of overtaking the space. I also think that especially a couple of brands that I'm working on at the moment, I'm actually very cautious of AI. We're having to put, you can't use AI in your contracts. We're having to put in the briefs, like, please don't input any of this into AI, because it's one of those things that we don't quite know what's going to happen yet. So we're actually having to contractually say, like, you will not be using any AI within this content.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Very interesting.
So the human touch will always be, I think, priority in the economy. Yeah.
We're all still in a job.
We've
Good
all got
news.
jobs.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
No robots coming for us.
Yet.
Well, honestly, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Kendra. Like,
Best time.
you've been amazing. I feel
Yeah.
like you
New
are a
career?
natural
I'm excited.
podcaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come back again next week. Absolutely.
I'll be here.
But genuinely, I think the information that you've given has been so helpful. We've never had a brand or agency contact come on here and give all of that information away. So I know our listeners will find it so helpful.
I feel like I've learned a lot as well. So like, thank you.
I feel like we could just talk for hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
extended episode.
Yes. if you-
Sophia's like, no, guys, please stop talking.
So if you do want an extended episode, let us know in the comments. But otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Lifting the Lid. Please make sure to like and subscribe and follow wherever you get your podcast. And please make sure to tune in next week as well.
You can follow us on socials. Just search at Lifting the Lid Pod.
And you can watch us on YouTube or Spotify.
Thanks, guys, and see you next time.
Bye.